to get your mind inside the room, inside the chair you're sitting in. Think of your motivation for being here to attend these classes and to hear these teachings. What is your highest motivation? Just touch on that for just a second. Cool. It was a while ago, but that's okay. You can do this. So, Idri's talking about how some early teachers have sort of like described things in a way that wasn't quite correct. And so one early teacher said that there are two types of middle way practitioners, and they're given a name based on how they accept the ultimate. One group is called the middle way practitioners who are complete non-abiding, and the other is called the middle way practitioners who establish the logic of illusion. So, what did this teacher say is the ultimate according to each group?
The first one says they don't take position, and that's how they prove emptiness.
Right, that it refutes appearances. The non-affirming negation that refutes appearances as truth, that is ultimate reality. And what about this second group, the middle way practitioners who establish the logic of illusion? Sounds very sexy. Right, exactly. The illusory light combination of appearances and emptiness. The fact that the combination of dependence and emptiness appears to be like a magic show. That is ultimate reality. Now, what did the translator Locke say about this division in his epistle, Drop of Deathless Nectar? Apparently, a great many times.
He said something like, this is not very smart.
Something like that, yeah. To divide them like that advances an idea that would marvel the dull-witted. Can anyone give me the Western Chinese for that sentence?
Mompangotzer. Right? Something like that.
What did I hear?
Mompangotzer or something.
Oh, yeah. Mongpang Mozart.
Nice.
Very good.
Nice.
Thank you. Okay, last question. Now, what would be an absurd consequence of the position purported to be held by the so-called middle way practitioners who established the logic of illusion?
Well, this is hard.
Hey.
Yeah, I don't understand it well, but it is like if things are not empty, then they cannot exist.
No, but good attempt.
Yeah, thank you.
The illusory combination of appearance and emptiness is deceptive truth, not ultimate truth. If it were ultimate truth, then every existing thing would necessarily have to be ultimate truth. Why? Because it's impossible for truth to be something that's not empty. Okay. Ming Tapa.
The label, the name it's given?
Yeah.
In this one, we used it in a particular way. That's true.
Oh,
Mhm.
so cold.
Yeah, so called.
Nice. Oscar's tearing up this thing.
He is tearing up this all day today. He's tearing it up.
I don't know what happened.
He's been reading his Western Chinese every day.
Oh,
Abandoned to a great distance.
Yangche Pang, something like that.
Pang,
朵
ring to Pang Wang.
ring the power.
Hmm.
Megak.
Refuting the lack of the fact that things can't exist, or that nothing exists.
simple absence.
The non-affirming negation, right? And Ben said simple absence. That's a nice way of saying it, even more succinctly. Cancellation in the form of something being absent.
All right, as opposed to my Yina.
And this is supposed to marvel the dim-witted. That is,
Okay, it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm marveled.
Very
Pretty
impressive. I'm
marveled.
afraid.
I just condemned myself.
sorry. Let's translation homework. Can you see this okay?
Yeah, yeah. Mm,
其受 yabse so nanjor chupe umapa shevja te tane duang shidun ne chingrang rit se sudupar depe tane kin namshak sem sampadang tumpe umapa yimbe jiram.
yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like this part of this book because they are explaining this idea that there are middle way guys, fourth school guys who tend towards the third school, and other ones who tend towards the second school, I think.
Yeah.
Or not. Okay. Okay. And I find that personally, I find that kind of interesting that someone would be middle way and tend towards the mind only school. So Shizo Shantarakshita and his spiritual disciples. Who is the disciple?
Master Kamala Shila.
Yeah, Kamala Shila. Okay. They are called middleway guys who lean towards the mind only school, which is called the yoga practitioner school. That's fine. Tiny and Chidun external objects, denying that external objects exist even nominally. Tanya Duan Chidun Me Ching Rangnix Esadrupa apperception exists substantially. Yeah, and when I was preparing for your class, I was wondering, Udpala, what would you say? I mean, what does it mean to say that
Mhm.
the mind's ability to see itself exists substantially? I'm just curious what you think that might mean, because I'm not sure.
I am not sure because I'm thinking back to Light on the Path to Freedom
Mhm.
when we said nothing exists substantially in the
Yeah,
sense of being self-standing. So I don't know. I don't
yeah.
know.
I don't know why they make a point of it. I'm not clear. Maybe
But-
it's come later, but
Well, and I think that what KWJ is recounting here is are people who don't know what they're talking about. Like
yeah.
they're making claims about
But what do they
meditative
mean?
practitioners.
what do they think it
Yeah,
means?
what do they mean? I don't know.
Yeah. So the idea is that when the bear gets bitten by a mouse while he's in hibernation, he's must be aware of it on some level because later he remembers it. So there must have been some self-awareness at the time. But why would you say that self-awareness is substantial? And what does that mean? I'm just curious. I don't know what it means. Anyway, yeah, maybe it's gonna come. Okay.
They write about these things.
Then there anomaly asserting perception, since I said some of that to me would not be in there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. By the way, I mean, compared to the time that is spent describing foundation consciousness, storehouse consciousness, the time that is spent describing the ability of the mind to perceive itself in a single moment is not discussed much, you know. And if it's so important to the mind only school, I wonder why they don't spend more time talking about it. I guess they have the bear story, but that's about it, I think.
Well, because they probably have to talk themselves out of it, and then they're in real trouble.
Well, I'm just curious because it doesn't seem to, I'm not sure why it's so crucial to know that, or I don't know. But anyway, it's okay. Probably it's explained somewhere. Let's go. Would you like to read Utpala? Venerable?
Yeah, I'll just read these ones and hand over to you.
Okay.
Tao drakpat sok la ni jikten drak nga chepe umapa shejate. Tane kinam shak druptam mawa sudang yang mi tungi. Jikten padang gotsune dokpe shiro she zero.
Okay, good. And further, they claim Master Chandakirti and others are called middle way practitioners who lean toward worldly convention. Good. Because they're not in accord with present. Yeah, okay. But positive things that conform. Yeah, basically saying, and I think it's considered a compliment to say to a higher middle way person, you follow the ideas of normal people and not the philosophers. Something like that. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Geshe, you said that you checked the scan and it said nga. But
Yeah.
jikten drak day is a phrase.
Like you mean the group called Jiten Jog or something?
No, it's a worldly convention. Jikten drak day means worldly convention, at least in one dictionary I saw.
How do you spell it?
SDE.
Yeah, that would be a group.
And that would make sense because this sometimes appears as a.
Oh yeah. We got to find another scan. Yeah.
Okay.
But I think they would fit okay. I think they would fit okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, one more.
Okay. You gonna read?
Yeah. Deyang te pamayinte da drak sok churchen. Tani kinam shak shedrak mawa rang tun pardon jokbe umapa yimbartel. Tani du chi dun kelen ching rang rik mi depe umapa yimbe.
Okay, good.
So
It would logically follow that Master Chandakirti and his followers are middle way. Tanyeki Namsha Chadap Mawa. No, that they would be Madhyamikans who accord with the Vaibhashikas.
Why?
See, this are you trying to say that Chandakirti is a Vaibhashika lover? No. Okay. Because they do accept outer objects just the same way that the Abhidharma school does. And they deny apperception just the way that the Vaibhashika does. So he's pointing out that the middle way school of Chandakirti has certain similarities to the lower school, Abhidharma school, in two senses. Number one, they accept outer objects outside of the foundation consciousness, right? And they also accept, and they also deny that the mind has the power to perceive itself in a single moment. So are you gonna create a new category called middle way guys, Abhidharmist middle way school guys? Because you have created a category called middle way school guys who like the ideas of the mind only. So maybe you should have middle way school guys who like the ideas of the Abhidharma. Okay, cool. Which is going pretty far because the way Abhidharma people see outside stuff existing is very much tied up with atoms. What? Atoms. Everybody knows that.
Adams. Yeah, he had that store on Central for a while.
Where is this text? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Has it really been 3 months since we had a class?
Yeah.
Why?
There's 12 of us, and
I don't know. It seems like
so
it doesn't seem like it seems like too long for one person. Okay. We'll have to see.
so we should go to 5:20.
Okay. Who's gonna read, Udpala?
Oh, who's gonna read? Rebecca, did you stay up late? She told me she was gonna stay up late or get up early.
I don't know.
But maybe not. In that case, Oscar, could you please read, because you answered questions on my quiz.
Yeah. Legden chetang jeshenin ponika yang tanyaki namshang dodepa tang tumpa mayinte. Randrik tanya tu yang ke milempa sokche mitumpa tuma yupe chirtang. Chokchik tumpe tumpar jongna. Tamche tang chukta tumpar telwe chiro.
This is a cute
Really
sentence.
nice.
Thank you, Oscar. So Legnajay is?
Baba Viveka.
Yeah. And by the way, he signs his books Bhavya, and it's caused some trouble among Western scholars. But anyway, and Yeshi Nyingbo,
Jana Garba.
yeah, Nika, they cannot be Tumba with the Dodepas.
In accord with the presentations at the Sutra school.
Yeah, that they cannot be fitting the first school, right? Abhidharma, basically, right?
I thought it was the Sutras. It's the first?
Oh, yeah, Dodepa, second school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you they cannot be, it cannot be that these two lower middle way guys' interpretation of normal reality, nominal reality, fits the second school because there are many Tuma Che Mitumbas.
Che Mitumba.
With the S.
They're not that are not in accord with them.
Yeah,
There's a huge difference.
Yeah, when you add the S and you reflect it in when you read it, you reflect it by lengthening the che. Che mitumba. It means totally disagree. Okay. With the idea that Rangrik exists nominally. Okay. That apperception exists. Okay.
Yeah.
There are lots of problems. it's understood between the Chirdang and the Chokchik, between Chirdang and Chokchik, between there, it's understood that the other guy said, look, they do have lots of points in common, don't they? Okay. Don't they have some points in common? And wouldn't we say that they are kind of similar? They have some points in common. And then we make an aside. This last line and a half or line and three, this is an aside from us. Look, if two schools are sort of in accord with each other, and that makes them in accord with each other. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
If being sort of in accord with each other or being in accord with each other sometimes means the two schools are in a sync with each other.
Isn't it cheek a single point? If agreeing with a single point were enough to say you were in agreement with another school.
It just means a small percentage, you know.
Okay.
If the two schools agree on some small percentage of stuff, if that's enough to say the two schools are in agreement, then Tamje is in accord with every Dubta.
Yeah, every school is in accord with every other school.
Good. Yeah, every school agrees with every school if agreeing means you hold some points in common. Okay.
And that's why we have 4 schools.
Yeah, okay, good. All right, I'm going to push this guy down so you can read it easier. Who's going to read, Utpala?
Venerable Chunzam, are you available?
Oh, okay.
I have a list of 500 people, and most of them I cannot read.
All right.
Thank you.
Tell me good wa jikten pa dang sun pa mawe jikten pa de gang la ndu so ke tsam la jikten pa te pakpa la jikten le ndepa chepan unte gupta la lokam chokpe ke Borang ngawa la jikten pa che gangin.
Yeah, so this is a cool sentence because Nagarjuna said what, Utpala?
I agree with the farmers or something.
Yeah, whatever farmers say, I say the same. Okay, very famous. And Nagarjuna said, you know, whatever normal people at the gas station say, that's what I say.
I wouldn't go that far. Not the gas station.
Yeah. And then they say, look, if you describe the Prasangika school as taking positions that fit the normal world, fit the gas station people, okay, then when you say normal world, what does that mean? What do you think normal world refers to? What does it mean to say someone in the normal world? Then he says, from one point of view, a person in the normal world is a sosokewo.
It's an ordinary person, has not yet seen emptiness directly.
Yeah. From one point of view, when you talk about people stuck in the normal world, it means people who haven't seen emptiness yet directly. Okay. And then we would say, Pakpas are Jiten Ledepa.
Aryas have gone beyond the world.
Yeah. So when you say people of the normal world, do you mean people who have not seen emptiness directly? And then Aryas are beyond the normal world? Is that what you mean? Or, Pam, is it the case that any normal person who Lokam Chok means who has been influenced mentally by some school of thought, okay? And that's a famous distinction. There are certain mental mistakes you can't make unless you grew up in a country where they say the world is on top of a turtle or something. You
Right.
see what I mean, those are world turtle guys. But you only believe that if you grew up in a country where people talked about it, right?
Right.
It says, when you say worldly person, do you mean a person who has been influenced by a school of crazy philosophy? Okay. Which one is normal person to you? What do you mean when you say normal person? In what context, Utpala? What do you mean when you say normal people in the context of?
In the context of when of Arya Nagarjuna.
Yeah, when the Nagarjuna says, I agree with normal people.
Right. So this is before they have turned their minds to thinking about things philosophically.
Yeah,
They start thinking about how do things exist.
yeah, good.
That's a
Do
treat.
you mean, or are you talking about people who haven't seen emptiness directly?
Right.
Which one for you is a normal person? Okay, who reads next?
Venerable Jigme, are you available?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm home. Hang on, I have to find a place to sit.
Oh,
Oh, I was making dinner.
oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
I'm hungry.
Huh?
Making me hungry. Let's go.
You can come over afterwards. Okay. I'll turn my video on too, so you can see it's really me. I can't see if anyway. Dampo, Tornos, Sokye, Nong Sultang, Shensul Gangtang, Yang Mitsunte,
Finte.
Tsunte, So Kye Shepa, Ten Nong Mepa, Misipar, Shepachiro.
Yeah, nice. Okay. Now, if your version of a normal person is someone who hasn't seen emptiness directly yet, okay,
Mm-hmm.
if that's what you mean, then how can you say that? Because the way you're talking about things appearing and the way you're talking about how they take things, it doesn't fit how they take things. Okay.
Right.
What you're describing doesn't fit how non-Aryas see things and take things. Okay. Why? Because we say that it's misipa.
Impossible.
Yeah, for a person who hasn't seen emptiness directly, to not see.
For an ordinary to not see the absence of
No, it's impossible for them to not see Dembe Nangwa.
The truth of appearances.
Things appearing real. Things appearing real. It's impossible for a Narnarya to truly see a pen as not coming from its own side.
Why is there no Ladin particle
Say,
between Den and Nang?
it's a Dembe Nangwa. It means the pen appearing to exist from its own side, basically. Okay. Truth appearance. Appearance of being real. This den means real. Yeah. Meaning from its own side.
Okay.
Okay. So that's if you take normal, if you say middle way people, we agree with normal people of the world. If you mean normal people of the world to be people who have not seen emptiness directly, then are you saying that this Prasangika school agrees with people who thinks the pen comes from its own side? Is that what you're saying? See what I mean? Not
Yeah.
possible.
No.
Not possible. So let's see if we're going to take it the other way. What was the other way?
Before they turn their minds to philosophy.
Yeah, people, philosophical virgins, they have never had their minds corrupted by any weird philosophy about the world being on top of a turtle or something like that. Okay. Who's going to read next, Venerable Paula?
Let's see. How about Maggie?
Maggie.
I'm just going and looking at the list. Maybe Maggie is shy. Let's see. Let's go with Kim Long. Okay. Let's go with anyone can volunteer in the meantime while I'm trying to find someone. Uh, let's see here.
Dan.
Din, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Available.
great. Thank you.
แค่เตโซโซเคโวทักเชื่อทางคังสักขีทานเยคังเชียคังทานเยตักเปตักทุนริกเปเชเวโกเนมีเชปาตาเทเกียววายังทานเยมาตักมาเชปาจกเปเทเชียโซเคทางทุนปามาโอเชนะ
Nice. Good job, Tin. I'm gonna write you an email. I promise you. Kelte Sasukyo Dog. What's that mean, Utbala?
If that's the case,
Yeah, normal people who have not seen emptiness directly, right?
Right.
Whether you're talking about things or people, okay? Whether you're talking about things or people,
okay.
when they look for the thing that got the name, all right? When they look for the thing that got the name, pot, okay? When they look, Sawigone, Michepa, they don't do that, okay? Normal people of the world don't go looking for a pot below the name, okay? They just accept what the picture that they see, okay? They don't go looking for anything beyond that, okay? Are you saying so normal people don't stand at the stove and look at the pot that they're boiling the water in and question whether there's really a pot there? That's not coming from their own mind. Okay, they don't do that. Okay, are you saying that in the same way as those worldly people, a prasangika follower would not investigate what's getting the name or the mental pictures pop? Okay, is that what you mean when you say that a prasangika person goes along with whatever normal people say? Is that what you mean? Okay, are you saying that Madhyamika people don't look at the pot on the stove and wonder, is there any part of that which is coming from me? Okay, are they like normal people that way? What's the answer?
No.
Yeah, that's not how they're not like. That's
I'm
not
always
how
wondering.
that's not how they resemble farmers. Okay, so the guy's proposing that Madhyamika highest school practitioners are similar to farmers because when they look at the pot on the stove, they don't question where it's coming from. They don't question what direction it came from. Okay. And we say, no, that's why it's a Shema. Okay. Who's gonna read next, Utpala?
Let's see here. How about Tracy McKenzie? Would you like to read, please? It's fun.
Sure.
Great.
She's brave. She's brave.
Yeah.
Okay, you want me to
我有
start?
一个问题，
Is it 524?
524, yes. So, uh-oh. Is that me?
Oh,
No.
sorry, can you hear me?
Oh, Now
I
I
can.
can.
Okay, sorry. Solde samsek no kowo chakyang de muki on kyang de nisoke ko ne mayinde
Good.
papalongwa
Lopa.
olopa daki ta ne nie chupe lo len
Nice.
lole ki tanye ki nam shak sepa tamche kyang sulte ni yimpe chiro.
Hey,
Lovely.
awesome.
Thank you.
Hey. Sulte Samshik, okay. If you're talking about people who look at the pot on the stove and don't really understand which direction it's coming from, we also talk about those kinds of people. Generally speaking, we also talk about those kinds of people, okay? But you should understand that those kinds of people who see the pot as coming from its own side and not from the pictures coming out of seeds in their own mind, those are not restricted to sosokiwos.
Uh,
Okay?
uh-huh.
People who look at the pot and don't think about it as coming from pictures in their mind is not limited to people who have not seen emptiness directly. What's that mean?
Are not limited to
People who have not seen emptiness directly.
It's also in
That would imply that there are some people who
Have seen
have
emptiness.
seen
have
emptiness
seen
direct.
emptiness directly, but when they look at the pot, they still feel as though the pot is coming from its own side.
Well, yeah, but they don't think that it's not coming from their seeds.
Exactly. But they still make that error if they don't think about it. Okay. But for example, if they didn't have that problem, they would never get angry again.
Right.
Okay. So there are times when they forget that things are coming from them. Okay. And until they are, for as long as they are still a lopa.
As long as they're still a student,
Yeah. And they're not
a realized totally
they're not an arhat.
right.
Milopa. So until such time as a person who saw their emptiness directly becomes an arhat during those 500 years, typically, they still see things and forget that it's coming from them. Okay. And that's why an Arya does not abandon the emotion of anger when they see emptiness directly. Aryas can still get angry. Okay. Because they forget. In the moment, in the heat of the moment, they forget, which I can attest to. Okay, Papa Lopa Daki, Tanya Chupelo, thank you. Yeah, Namshat Zepa Tamje Kyansu Deni Imbichu. They still act in the world of terms. They still believe in objects which are actually created by pictures. Don't forget that Tanya ultimately refers to those pictures and not to verbalizations or something like that. Okay. All right. They still are doing that. They're still doing that. They're still naming things with their pictures and not recognizing it. Okay.
Right.
And as low senke, and it's natural to them. It's inherent in their being until they reach arhat. Okay. It's still their habit.
The inborn.
It's still inborn. They have not removed the inborn habit to see things that way. If they remember or they pause, but when things get hot and somebody calls you stupid and you don't have much time to think about it, and an Arya will slip. Okay. All right. So by the way, this whole discussion is stemming from the question, what does it mean when you say, as a Madhyamika person, I believe in what the world believes? Okay.
Right.
So that would imply that a arhat is not a Madhyamika person. Okay, because they no longer believe what the world believes in that sense. You see what I mean? So that's not what we're talking about. Okay. When we say we still believe what the world believes, we're not saying that we believe what appears to be the case, that the thing's coming from its own side. Okay, got it? All right, who's next? This is cool stuff, by the way. This is awesome stuff, I gotta say. This is what made this book so famous. Yeah.
Let's see. Monvu, are you here? Maybe you're sleeping.
Someone raised their hand. I think Kim raised their hand.
Kim? Oh, yay, Kim, good.
Yay, Kim.
You can unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me clearly? Yeah, I will try.
Brave, brave.
On the rooftop, La Lô Kham, Chok Pa Thang, Thun Pa Ra Na Ní, Xin Thu Ma Na Ní, Xin Thu Mi Rít Thế, Ráp Gian Tha Nhê Thu Gian Rúp Phá, Tắp Thầy Ngô Nê Cha Chê Dốc Pa Thảm, Ran Rít Tha Nhê Thu Gian Mê Pa La Sốc Pa Bu Ma Than Gil Bế Tha
Tell your way. Tell your way.
Theo Gil Bế Tha Nhê Sốc Sun Thun Mong Pa Dinh Pa Thi Thắc Héo Chê Hòa Rúp Tha La Lô Kham Chi Chok Pa Súc Kham Khé Bi Lan Pai Chiro.
Lovely.
Yay. Awesome. Long sentence. Oh my God. Okay. By the way, this spelling Khan is kind of interesting. Lokam Chopa is an idiom that you guys should learn, and it means kind of attracted to or believe in a particular, what do you call that? A learned idea, a culturally learned idea, like the world is supported on a turtle's back or something like that. Okay, you would never think that unless you grew up in India in 1000 AD or something. You see what I mean? It just wouldn't occur to you. So Yukta la Lokam Chopa means someone who has been influenced by some kind of culturally learned thing. Okay, and what do you think, Venerable Utpala, what do you think are the odds that a culturally learned idea about where the world came from or stuff like that, if we say culturally learned, what are the odds that it's correct?
Well, there's only well, it depends on which exact culture you were born in. I mean, there are certain cultures that do.
Yeah, but I mean, statistically.
Statistically, we're talking like maybe 2%.
Yeah, I'd say 1 in a million. But anyway, okay. Yeah. So don't forget when you're reading this section, when they say Druptala Lokam Chopa, people who have a culturally learned attraction to a certain idea of where the world came from. Okay. Are you saying that when we say middle way, philosophers agree with the world, are you saying they agree with the world in the sense of a culturally learned, weirdo explanation of where the world came from? And we say, no, that's not what we meant when we said they agree with farmers. That's not what we meant. Okay, got it? Jutala lokam chopana dumamana ni shindumiring. What's that?
That doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, that's super ridiculous to say that, Madhyamika school people agree with the world when the world says the world was created on top of a turtle. And by the way, we have the same in our culture, but I'm being polite and I'm not mentioning it. Okay. Or that the world was created by when a monkey married a witch. And this is an old Tibetan idea. Okay. So if you say, yeah, that's completely wrong. That's not what it means when we say that the highest school agrees with normal people. Okay. Rang sen tanya yan drupa pekone chaje chopa. What we agree to, Madhyamika, is that you can establish that things work. Chache chopa. Things do what they do. Chache chopa. Things do what they do. Madhyamika says things do it. Cars work, airplanes work, Zoom calls work. Okay. We say they work, okay? But what we mean when we say they work, we say they don't at all exist from their own side. Rang sen. Okay. Not even nominally, we would never use that language. We would never use that language, that things exist from their own side. That's not what we mean when we say we agree with farmers. Okay. And if you get to when you get to the idea of rangrik, apperception, in us umatangirwas,
in us consequent branchers.
Yeah, we would say rangrik is mepa even tanyedu.
That apperception doesn't exist even nominally.
Yeah. And by the way, it kind of goes back to the idea that your mind can only handle one object at a millisecond, per millisecond. Okay. Either you can be aware of yourself in a millisecond, or you can be aware of your computer in a millisecond, but you cannot be aware of both in the same millisecond. That's Madhyamika. Okay. Something like that. And not possible. We say, you can establish the working of all, that's how we say things exist, okay? And that's our tumo mayimba. We are different from the other schools, especially the mind only. We don't buy that. We don't buy that in the same millisecond you could be aware of your own mind and be aware of what you're looking at. Although they could alternate in a millisecond, right? Cool. And I should say that if you're a person, a Pelchewa person,
if you are an ordinary person,
yeah, if you're just a normal person in this world, and you have been Drupta Lokam Chok,
and your mind is just about turned to philosophy.
Yeah, no, if you've been brainwashed by your culture's beliefs, like turtle, the world on top of a turtle and stuff. Okay. So when they say Lokam Chopa, it means your opinion of where the universe came from is determined by your parents.
Right.
Okay. And not by thinking. Okay. Lokam Chopa, Sukyang came in then, so they would never get here. They would never understand what we're talking about. Okay. If you are overly influenced by weird ideas that your culture holds, most human beings are so influenced by what they grew up with that they cannot break out of it in their whole lifetime. It's very rare. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Very sad.
It is that. Yeah, that the world came from, a pizza fell on the sun and two people jumped off and that's Adam and Eve and something like that. Okay. All right. Who's next, Upala?
Hey, how about Tan Huang? I'm totally probably not saying that anywhere near correctly. Tan Huang.
That's the one I tried to say earlier. And he
Oh,
didn't
really?
understand
Okay.
it.
How about Tian An?
Is it moral to comment on someone's pronunciation if we can't pronounce their name? I'm not sure.
Absolutely, I need to be corrected.
I'm just kidding. Okay. I also don't know anybody's name. I can't pronounce it. Okay.
Okay, how about Shirley Shu?
Yeah.
Low tone, Shu, I think. I don't know. Making that up. Okay, how about Xin Wen? Nguyen. Xin Nguyen.
Good luck.
May I try?
Yeah.
Yes, please save me.
Oh, go.
Hú khả chí hú mà thảo kiêu hòa thâm niên kỳ năng sắc chế đoạt mà hòa thắng có thuần nế chốc cổ xế mà hòa nhị sinh du mi rick day.
Lovely, thank you.
Yay, Elra. Okay. Pubakachi Utpala.
Some old Tibetan guy.
Yeah, some Tibetans, they say that the Umatengywa version
That the consequence branch version.
of normal reality, Tanyeki Namshak, okay?
Oh.
Relative, normal reality is extremely Gotumba with the Cheramawas.
Is extremely in accord with the detailists.
Yeah, now listen, here's why they say that. Hey, Mr. Higher middle way, do you accept mind only? No. Do you say that blue, when you see blue, you're just watching part of your own mind? Do you say that?
No.
Higher middle way says, no, we never said that. We don't agree with that. Oh, so you agree with Abhidharma because they also accept outside blue. Okay, that's the presumption and mistaken presumption. When the lowest school says blue is outside, and when the highest school says blue is outside, they don't think of blue at all the same. Okay, so when we say the highest school agrees with farmers, don't think it means we agree with the lowest school. Okay, because we don't. All right, good. Gotun means we agree. Jogo, that's how we establish things. Shinto marrying.
that is totally ridiculous.
Yeah, that's good. We got to make a whole list of synonyms for Shinto marrying. That's just BS. All right. No, okay. Who's next, Paula? I think we got a few more minutes.
Yeah, we do. So how about Rosa van Grieken?
Ooh, nice. She's coming out with a new book, you guys, called The Devil Debates an Angel.
Very
And
Can you
it's
hear me?
ready
Yeah.
by the time we get to Malaysia. Yay.
Okay, so it's 527, correct?
527.
Okay, so Jebrak,
Shedrak,
Ra Wa,
Mawe,
my way, Da Chaki Nam, Shak Tu can, oops,
Kailang.
uh,
Kailang pa.
yeah, Yelam pa de tang uh do
Uma.
oh
Matender.
uma tal you gurwa
Wait,
ta
wait.
yue cha du ang
Tanye Duong.
can you repeat that again?
Tanye Duong.
Ta Nyen Duan Shima Grupar Do
Drupal.
Grupar
Drupal.
Grupar Do Pe Jirte.
Yay.
Thank
By the
you.
way, Rosa, I bow down at your lotus feet for doing all this publishing.
Oh.
Without you, we would be. By the way, I took a big red box to breakfast with me to show Bob Brown yesterday. He was so happy. Okay. Chidamawa Utpala.
Detailists.
Good. Like basically the Abhidharma school. They do agree that there is a Tanyaki Namshak, normal way to describe reality. Okay. And they would say, but the way the Abhidharma school explains normal reality, the Umatangirwes say Madrup.
They haven't established it.
Yeah. Does the Abhidharma school accept outside objects? Yes. Does the higher middle way accept outside objects? Yes. Do they agree?
No.
Not at all. Okay, good. Yeah. So, in fact, the outside objects that the Abhidharma school says exist would be described as the higher middle way school as existing Shimadrup.
They don't have a foundation.
The Shidrupa is a synonym for Yopa.
Oh, they don't exist at all.
Yeah, they say rabbit's horn. Okay. Outside objects, according to the Abhidharma school, according to the highest school, don't exist at all, even though both schools accept the idea of an outer object. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not at all the same thing. What's not the same? What is the Abhidharma school system built on? Outer objects are built on what idea, which is super ridiculous according to Buddhism?
A partless particle.
Yeah, atoms, atomic theory. What do you call it?
Science.
Chart of the elements. Yeah, you can call it science. Chloe's got
Periodic table.
yeah, periodic table. Yeah. All right. Nice job, Utpala. Your text is getting sexier and sexier. Okay.
Yay. What should I do for next time?
Let me look. Hang on a second. What's the date today?
It's the 11th.
11/26. Okay, good. I think 5/28, 5/29, and 5/30. Okay.
Okay.
And we're basically going into the how does the Abhidharma school describe outer objects and why we don't agree.
Great.
非常棒。
Oh,
对，
很棒。
对。
Unpangen, Skashala.
Okay, Nick, any final words, Nicholas?
No, just thank you. That was awesome. And stick around if you want to do some cataloging.
Yeah,
We'll
I don't
start
think there's anything. It's even better than rock and roll.
That's for sure. Well, better in a different way.
Good job, Utpala. Good job today. Thank you.
thank you, Geshe Michael.
I thank you.
Uncle Nick, we take a 15-minute break.
Yes, sir. See you in 15.
6:45 World Central Time.
Yep. See you there. Thank you.
Okay, see you in 15.
We improvised because we were so young. And the nights lasted that much longer.
On late summer nights, we watched the moon and she watched us. And she promised to keep our secret bright and full. In beds of flowers bursting with color, our young bodies bare, not yet knowing what it means to be inhibited. Skin like petals, soft and fragrant. The trees shuffling their branches in a private dance. Only we could hear the music. Lips and whispers entangled. So new and yet ancient. Tasting like life itself. Fresh and true and hungry. We rolled and turned with the earth spinning beneath us. Air so sweet, sweet with jealousy, as we drank our youth. Those nights, now so far, but always so near. Not a single summer passes without a reminiscence. While our hearts grow colder and darkness no longer holds the same magic, we grow and grow, a greater distance between us. And though you will always remain with me, a precious memory recalled on late summer nights, while the scent of flowers in fresh bloom still brings your name to my lips. Still brings your name to my lips.
Next up, please put your hands together for Dang Joe, everybody. Playing the Pasture Picnic for your listening pleasure.
Order fill.
those hands up for tonight again. Even in another lifetime, find me there. And let's do tonight again. Even in another lifetime, find me then. And let's do it tonight.